Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm playing Tealerland. Tealerland is a FNaF-fan game on Game Jolt made by True. It appears to be their first game, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. After we watch that cutscene, we are able to enter the park. In the park we are able to move left, right, or forward. Moving right, we can see one of the animatronics quickly scurrying away, which scared me quite a bit, and a broken down teacup ride. Moving to the left shows us what appears to be a main stage and a giant golden statue of Tealer. Finally, moving forward leads us to some suspicious trash bags that are hiding an entrance to a secret underground facility. Entering this hatches us play a segment where we need to climb to the bottom, while also flashing any threats that attempt to attack us. As we climb down, we can see Tealer trying to attack us as we work our way down. Probably my favorite part of this segment is that your flashlight takes a few seconds before it starts to work, causing you to feel defenseless for a short few seconds. After the latter segment, we are brought to what is pretty much the main menu for the game. In this main menu, we can see the different hours, character info, lore pages, and the skill unlocks. Now, something that I won't show but will praise is that there is a tutorial hour, which I feel explains everything very well and made the game much easier to understand if I hadn't played the tutorial hour. But you don't have to play the tutorial hour because it'll just explain everything. The room we start in, I forgot the name, so I'm just going to call it the computer room because that is the most notable part of the room. Pressing A will allow us to look at the computer room door. We can do three things from here. Pressing D will allow us to look at the computer room again. Pressing E will allow us to look through the keyhole to see if there is any threat outside. And pressing W will allow us to go into the hallway. The hallway acts as the point of intersection for the computer room and what I will call the lure room because the most important part of this room is the lure. Aside from that, the hallway is where most enemies can attack you. Also, you press D to go to the computer room, and A to go to the lure room. In the lure room there is 4 things you can do. Press D to go back to the hallway. Press E to look through the keyhole, with a part of the lure. Hold and click on the lure to attach it. You can find lure parts in the lure room, and in the hallway. Heal by clicking on the syringe pack. Be careful though because you only get 1 heal per hour, And finally, if your lure gets hacked, you can repair the lure by removing the corrupted file in the file wall, and you can tell what file is corrupted because it will have the line of text in front if it's corrupted. Anyway, that pretty much sums up everything, so let's get into hour 1. The main threat for hour 1 is Tealer because he is our one and only threat that can be lured. To beat hour 1 we must lure Tealer into a holding cell. However, if he gets to your hallway he will attack. Tealer attacks by slowly walking towards you. Ducking into a room will stop him from attacking, but instead force him to use keyhole. When he is there, do defend from him, don't watch him. Wait, so Tealer is the main threat for hour 1.
Yes.
And you can literally defend from him by ignoring him.
Yes.
So he's the easiest character to defend in the entire game.
Yes.
Okay, well anyway, to lure Tealer into a holding cell we need to use the computer to lead the lure Tealer and keep him in the green circle the whole time to increase his lure percent. The green bar going up shows that his lure percent is increasing, and the red bar shows that he's lured, and we have a limited amount of time to take him to a holding cell and trap him in it. Trapping him for hour 1 will complete the hour after we check off our objective on the notepad. But you might have noticed on the lure cam, and on the hour 1 screen, that Tealer isn't the only threat. Along with Tealer, Willow is the other threat for hour 1, but unlike Tealer, Willow is an ambient threat, being represented with a yellow icon on the lure map because she is an ambient threat. Kinda like how Tealer is represented by a red icon because he is a lureable threat. Also, ambient threats can't be lured. To defend against Willow, you need to stare at her in the hallway. She will make a sound effect that is supposed to be laughing, but I think it sounded like the Minecraft warden more. Anyway, let's get into my hour 1 attempt.
With enough effort, you can take control of anything. An ability far more powerful than any other.
And now with our 1 complete we can go into our 2. Like Tealer, Thrill is a lureable threat, but unlike Tealer, Thrill takes much less time to fill up his lure meter. When Thrill gets to your hallway he is just the exact opposite of Tealer. I mean that literally. Unlike Tealer, you need to stare at Thrill either in the hallway or in the keyhole. There are a few more things I forgot to mention last hour. And that's the green circle around the lure fills up the lure % faster, but is closer range, and the more clear circle fills up slower, but is further away. Also threats can only corrupt your lure if your lure is standing still, hence the side-to-side movement I've been doing with my lure. And finally this hour and especially next hour shows my one huge problem with this game. The characters feel like almost copies of each other. But anyway, let's hop into my hour 2 gameplay. Now let's go straight into hour 3. The new threat for this night is the reason why I said the thing about repetitive characters that I said, because the new character Tacy is just an exact copy of Frill, but quiet. Even the game admits it. Thankfully there is a new mechanic, being the generator. Gasoline will now spawn around the map and we need to pick them up and bring them to the generator to refill it. If the generator isn't refilled, the lights in the hallway, lure room, and computer room will go out. Anyway, let's get into hour 3 gameplay. And with that, this video has come to an end. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for part 2, where I will beat Hour 4, Hour 5, and the finale. Until then, be good people I guess and have a good day.